I got a boy here.
All right. So welcome to Vibe Osmosis. How you doing, man?
Wonderful.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Stephen. I work as a server in a country club, but on the side I make music with people. um I was the guitarist in the band Life Brother. We're kind of like broken up hiatus because I just moved to Texas. But
It's out there.
we get some recordings going, and I'm always happy to send some tracks.
Also, so yeah, how long was Life Brother a thing from your perspective? Like how long has it been Life Brother?
I mean, it's still like a continuing thing, but like really, you go back. Well, dude, we've graduated high school reunion. The 10-year reunion just happened, so like I really count it as KJ showed up sophomore year,
Right.
and like pretty much instantly, me, Gabe, and KJ started playing music in his garage, and like we never had a name or anything. So sophomore, junior, senior year, we kept playing music, and then we made that they moved to Newark, and then like as soon as they moved, I was like, damn, like they were just with my best friends. So
Right.
I was like, yeah, I gotta like get out there with them. So then we moved to Cincinnati, and like that's when we were like, yeah, we need a name for this. We found, Lance started playing bass with us in Newark.
How old are you now?
28.
And after all this time, do you have like a new perspective on like what music means to you and playing live and also like back at home kind of thing?
It's kind of strange because for a long while it was like, we'd be playing live once a week or like twice a week sometimes. So like live playing isn't a big part of my like musical enjoyment at this point in time.
Yeah,
But like once you get the music bug, it never leaves you. Like you
I
can
agree.
set your guitar, like whatever instrument, down for a period of time, and you're gonna pick it back up. Just might not be like the forefront thing the way that you release at that stage in your life.
I definitely agree. And also like, do you think that you have like a goal in mind about like other things that you want to do other than music right now?
Oh, so I've actually been like studying to take my real estate exam. So I mean, I'm doing like the education for that, and then hopefully by like around the first of the year, I should be able to take the test and get licensed.
Do you know if Stephen has like a meaning? Do you know the name of like the meaning of Stephen?
I know that my name is Catholic as fuck,
Catholic as
Stephen
fuck.
Michael, and my family's not Catholic. But Saint Stephen was the first martyr of the Catholic Church. And then, I mean, like Michael, you could go like the Archangel Michael.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a lot of Catholic meaning behind my name, but I just haven't.
Now,
I've never.
now, prior, I did not know anything about what my name was. So, do you have any pets right now?
Nah, I don't.
Are you wanting a pet? Are you a pet person?
Um, yeah, I like animals, but I also realize like I'm not like home very much because I'll just go to work for 10 hours in a day, and I don't think it's like fair at this point in my life to have an animal in my care that's like just chilling by itself all day.
Yeah, I always feel bad whenever like my mom like she still works and like sometimes the dog would be at home all day, and I'm like, yeah, that would kind of probably suck as a dog, like wandering through your entire house without like anybody there. Like, what the fuck do they do when no one's around, man? Like, nobody.
That's why people put up cameras.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like they have TV, they're really smart and like know like even though they might not have a good reference on time frame, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm always interested. All right, so what's your favorite animal?
Domesticated or wild?
Anything.
So, like, if I go to the zoo, the thing that I'm always like trying to see are the lions. Like, I think big cats are like so incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
But since I've moved to Texas, my apartment complex emailed us these like pamphlets that were like, okay, it's summertime, so like the snakes are going to be out like sunbathing or whatever. So there are like 30 different types of venomous snakes that could potentially be found like in my region. And I've been just like dying to see a fucking rattlesnake.
You haven't seen one yet?
No, I haven't seen any snakes or like scorpions. I've seen some weird bugs, like shit that we don't have in Ohio.
Yeah, right, like weird beetles and shit like that. Um, All-time favorite movie for you right now?
Ooh. I'll give you like a handful that kind of resonate with me. Like a few years ago, I probably would have just said Almost Famous, like blanket to that question. But I just recently watched The Joker again, or Joker, I guess. So like, Joaquin Phoenix killed that shit. I'm always a fan of like a good like Disney movie, like The Lion King, like the original animated one.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a much better one. What have you watched anything recently? Did you watch Barbie, Oppenheimer, and stuff?
Both of them, yeah. Saw them both in theaters. I hadn't been going to the theaters like lately, but I feel like those were two movies that the hype was just so there. It was like, no, I need to treat myself and like,
yeah,
get extra stoned, grab a tall beer.
I can't believe how weird Oppenheimer was. And I still, like, I remember whenever I seen Gabe and KJ, I got the show, I was like, do you think that, what was her name? Like, Florence Pugh, like, she actually got butt naked with Cillian Murphy, and they were, like, in front of all those actors, like, fucking on the chair, you know what I mean? How everybody was like, spoiler alert, because I haven't watched it yet, but like how you're like, what the fuck is going on here with these memories and these flashbacks are like so awkward. Like if you had to actually film that like in the same space as everybody in one shot or whatever.
I watched like a interview on, I think like Chelsea Lately, where somebody was talking, like an actress from Game of Thrones, I forget like which one, but was talking about like the sex scenes that they shoot. And they were like, well, basically, like, you're as naked as you need to look for the camera. So, like, they, like, tape each other up and, like, still have, like, cock sheets and stuff. And, like, I mean, I'm sure some movies, like, they're just like, oh, I'd fuck them, so. But.
Unsimulated sex movies, they only happen here and there, but whenever they are, they're exploited as fuck. This one's favorite dessert.
Tiramisu.
Do you know how to make it?
No.
Neither do I. I couldn't say if I have. What music have you been listening to lately?
So I've actually been doing. I'm gonna hit you with a hot take right here, and like I'm not sure if the viewers are going to enjoy this or not, but so I started a Kanye West discography listen through, and like on my commute to and from work, I've just been like play from like what's first, Late Registration or College Dropout?
Yeah,
whichever one. But yeah, so I'm finally like up to Donda, so like pretty current. But Dude, Late Registration and College Dropout, like those albums are kind of chores to listen to.
Well, now, but I feel like whenever they came out, they were exactly like the album you can put in the car and like always like go back to and like vibe out to. I don't know. It's really interesting how Kanye West's adaptability has adjusted since media. That's also like one thing I'm like really interested in because like certain media now kills certain artists even though like their artwork or their movies or their music is really good or interesting or you know what I mean, well constructed. Do you think that like that has ever bothered you from like listening to an artist like you're like Lizzo right now? Like you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna listen to Lizzo or Kanye because they had these things go on in their life.
I'll say that I'm completely neutral either way. Like if I hear something good or bad, like if I hear like the music is good, then I'll go listen to that person. But if I hear something like good or bad about a person's integrity, I'm no more or less drawn to listen to their music. Like I think it's like truly like the music that draws me in. And like I'll hear a song and either be like, I don't like that, I don't want to listen to more. I'll hear a song and be like, yeah, that's good. Like let me check this out.
Just like eating a bat on stage, you know what I mean? There's still gonna be fans if maybe they might not eat a bat on stage and rock out, but you know they might still dig the music.
I mean, yeah, but imagine people like hearing that and then just being like, well, I'm never gonna listen to Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne. Like,
yeah. So like just because point blank, I know like that kind of stuff is just like you got to give stuff a chance, and like if it doesn't hit with you, then like move on. Other than that, I don't know. There's also a really funny one. Are you a spiritual person?
Spiritual, sure.
Yeah. Do you believe in higher power?
I believe, yeah, that it's all of us.
You have a higher power.
I've touched that higher power with you several times.
I know. But what's your astro sign?
Virgo.
And do you resonate with Virgo? Do you believe in it?
Things that I like, I'm not like super well versed in astrology, but things that I read about Virgos, I'm like, yeah.
See, for me, I'm combative. They say I'm a Scorpio, but I'm like, no, because I'm like, I don't always resonate with like how they describe and like also like their traits. I'm like, it's not always that way, or it doesn't seem like my mind's always like, you know, targeted that way. Also, do you have a favorite all-time song?
Enter a by Just Frusciante.
I might have guessed it, but I wondered if it ever adjusted. Do you
I was gonna say, you know that song.
Yeah, it's a good one. Do you believe in guilty pleasure or guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasure? Do I like believe that someone can have a guilty pleasure, or do I like believe that you should indulge in guilty pleasures?
Like both ways. I mean, like, do you think that they do exist?
Yeah, I think everybody has some kind of like guilty pleasure. I think guilty pleasures aren't like all necessarily bad. It's just like, do you feel bad when you're doing it? Like, to some, a guilty pleasure could be like a second scoop of ice cream on a Friday night. Like, yeah, get that second scoop.
What would be your guilty pleasure? You think that you actually have one?
I mean, yeah, I have a few guilty pleasures. Like,
what? Bombshell.
That second scoop of ice cream on a Friday night like resonates with me. I think, yeah, like some food. I'm like, I should not smash this entire bag of chips right now.
Oh.
Randomly sized, like.
chips and Cheetos, like I got no problem with that. I don't find that like a guilty pleasure because I'm like that bitch was good, you know? Chicken and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care if I eat the whole damn bucket of chicken. That shit was fire.
Oh yeah.
Here's a classic one. The first thought that you had whenever you woke up this morning.
I try to set to-do lists for myself before I fall asleep at night, and Crystal needed gas in her car. So when I really woke up, I was like, fuck, I have to go get her gas. And then the check was like, I can lay here for 3 more minutes before I have to leave to go get her gas.
Yeah, I'd be salty. What would be one random fact about yourself?
I like pedals.
Yes, yeah. That one's true.
Shout out that kid. I have 10 guitars. That's my random fact.
10. Yeah, so what's your favorite guitar?
They kind of switch around. I can show you my telly though. That's like, my probably main.
Your main bitch.
Yeah, my main bitch.
Yeah, all right. I'll kind of go back to your music. You've done stuff on the side, outside of Life Brother. You've kind of made your own beats and your own raps and stuff. What kind of inspired that, and also like how did you get started whenever you were like getting in the process of making that material?
So yeah, there's like Life Brother, then my own SoundCloud, then raps that I did with Gabe, raps that I've done with T.O.
Yeah.
And then I did like some videos with Oddbite the Dragon. So that stuff's pretty dope too. But the first like raps that we did, Gabe got his little apartment on High Street, and he would I'd be like, Gabe, make a beat.
Yeah.
So there was like, an unreleased project that came of that, but I'm pretty sure you've heard most of it. And then the stuff with Tyler came from, like, I feel like he could like speak on this more than me, but I feel like when he like first started making stuff, he would make a bunch of beats and like send them around to people, and I was guilty of this at the same time, but like nobody would get back to him on it. And so he sent me like a few beat tapes in a row and was like, hey man, like, can you do anything like such and such was supposed to, and like never heard back from you know who. And so yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'll like hop on a few of these, and it took me like a little while to get it done, but then I did a few songs for him, and he's like making some music with some people now. Like he gets some like interesting cats to hop on his beats. Dude, he's got this one guy that sent him some songs that's like, the production is like industrial, like Trent Reznor, like, and then the guy's like voice is almost like The Weeknd.
Whoa.
Like over that, like some early Weeknd, like over some like super industrial sounding stuff. And this dude, like, his name is just like user 997352281 or something on like SoundCloud.
Anonymous.
Like, he needs to put some of this out. Get it to people.
Yeah, what do you think about from like using different streaming stuff for music? Is it like it doesn't matter how you do it if you're an artist, or do you think that you like if you do have music you should do it a certain way? Because we have SoundCloud artists and like Mixcloud people and stuff, and they do kind of break out of their own little boxes, even though like that might be the way that you get to listen to the music.
I like the idea of, clicking on my streaming service and there's any person that I could want to listen to. And, the convenience of if everybody was on the one same thing, then, it would just be like easier for the consumer. So like I'm pro putting your music on as many platforms as possible in the hopes that like you cover all the people. Like if somebody doesn't want to pay a Spotify or a Tidal subscription fee and they can't listen to your music, then that's harmful to the fan base, I guess. But I think that every streaming service is like essential because somebody is using it and somebody is listening to somebody on that streaming service.
I'd say as more time goes on, you'll see that they are less focused on the physical copy, and the people that are focused on the physical copy are the like attentive listeners, the fanatics, the collectors, the people that like see the value and like getting the the artworks and stuff like that and having that to show. But one thing I've been asking people, like in general, I don't think I've asked it too much on the show, but like artists that like only have their stuff on tape or vinyl and it's like not out there, but that's the only way you get to listen to it. And like that way is a good, cool listening experience, but at the same time, the moment that you take that tape and you export it to the internet and you leak it for that person, it does ruin that mystery of like, I just randomly found this tape and it's it's not online, or you know what I mean, like this is how it has to be. Do you kind of like find that like accessible for you, like trying to have like your own way of listening to stuff too, other than it being on one platform?
I think that's when you had asked the previous question, I wasn't even thinking about like physical mediums.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like I'm thinking about like Spirit Navigators DVDs that I have sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
You can't go get that on the internet. Like,
yeah. Right.
So that's interesting. I think that something more like raw and mystical starts to manifest when it is like that one. It's the holy grail of Spirit Navigators, like
right.
the holy grail of some Pink Floyd recording that isn't on just some random tape sitting in a Jimi Hendrix's tapes that got lost in the back of a cab in New York City or whatever the story is. Like,
right.
Yeah, somebody could find that and put it on and be like, wow, this is incredible. What is this?
Now, the really awesome legendary thing about Jimi Hendrix is that throughout a lot of his time, the short period of time that he had, while playing music, he used so much different gear, especially whenever he was going into the studio. How do you feel about like switching up or the experimentation of like, okay, like I didn't ever use this instrument before, but now I get to like, finally do it and layer it up on, how many tracks that they had back, in that time frame? Was that something that like, you'd still get into whenever you're like working on your own guitar stuff?
I think that you can add more color and like, more variety of sound when you feel comfortable experimenting with different instruments. So yeah, I'm pro experimentation with different gear, and who doesn't want to stick your guitar into like a new pedal that you've never seen before, and like,
right.
I think sometimes you can just build like different layers that without that piece of instrument like leaving its mark on the sound, then you can't really get to that. Like, certain drum machines that you press play, or what's that Gorillaz song that's on the you just press play and it plays that Gorillaz song on the thing. It's like that's
I do know what you're talking about. the latest drop? Or are you talking early stuff?
No, it's like one of their like famous songs, and somebody has like the little MIDI keyboard or whatever, and like presses play on it, and it starts playing that song, and it's like the sample that they used for
Yeah.
like Clint Eastwood or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, this one's kind of oh yeah, yeah. I should probably ask this one. This one's a classic one. Hold on. If you were stranded on an island and you could only take one thing with you, what would you take?
Like a guitar.
The guitar's gonna guitar's gonna save your life, or are you just gonna like ride out your time in the island playing your jams?
I mean, like one thing, and you're like, oh well, I'll take like a knife or like a light. Like you're still fucked out there, dude. So, like I'm going on. I'll figure out how to survive, and like I'll take like a thing for enjoyment.
Take one like here's a deep one. That this one, some of these questions are from like a friend that interviewed me. When is the last time you cried?
Um, I cry at like movies and stuff, or like TV shows. So I don't know. Maybe I've been watching some Degrassi. So like maybe when Jimmy got shot, I let one slip out.
I want to see that the new Bob Marley movie that's coming out. Have you seen the preview for that?
Nah.
Oh, dude, the new Bob Marley movie. It's like an bio movie, biographical. Looks insane. Um, this one is a kind of a thing. In a nutshell, who are you? And if you had to write a short bio about yourself, what would it include?
Oh. I'm, just like an average white guy, I guess. Like, my parents are together. I grew up in like a nice family. I go to work my 40 hours a week, and when it's time to go play, I like to play.
Also, what's your earliest memory?
Probably like 3 or 4 years old. Like running around in my grandparents' yard. Like I remember probably like 4 years old, I was running through my grandpa's garden with a Dr. Pepper, and I tripped and like spilled the Dr. Pepper, and I cried because I thought that the Dr. Pepper was gonna kill the plants.
Like that shit can't happen, bro. Oh man. So what would you say is the best memory then?
My best memory?
Yeah.
Dude, when I went up to visit KJ and Gabe in Newark, and we took some LSD and went to Black Hand, like the state park, and we like walked through this tunnel and like stopped in the middle of it. It was like pitch black, and we had our guitars with us, and we just like started playing, and so like you couldn't see what you were doing, so you really had to like hear if you were on the right note, and like just the colors that started to fill that darkness.
Yeah.
We went out, and, like we're sitting on a cliff out there, and saw like a shooting star, and I was like, yeah, I need to move to Cincinnati with them.
This one's kind of funny. What excites you the most?
Like, I feel like if you walked up to me and you handed me a joint and a beer, then I'd probably get pretty excited.
Yeah, you'd be like, that's the best day, Marijuana makes the day happy. Do you know the first time you got drunk?
Got drunk. I remember like an early time I got drunk. We went out to the teepees out on Alum Cliff, and I pounded like 9 Bud Lights or something. I was pretty drunk that night.
You remember what you did or said or got into?
Uh,
Uh, I know the first time I got fucking trashed, and it was the worst night I could say for a drunk man. um, I can say how important is love to you?
yeah, love's pretty important. I think like love fuels a lot of things.
Yeah. Also, do you have like a biggest fear? Have you watched the new Saw?
I have not seen the new Saw.
It's insane.
Man. I
Um,
haven't seen like I've seen bits and pieces of like this Saw movie and that Saw movie, so I've never like watched all the biggest fear. I don't know. I'm low key like not afraid of the dark, but I'm gonna leave like a nightlight out, you know?
you need to watch the movie Boogeyman, the new one. The new Boogeyman is
Yeah.
scary.
I like scary movies.
That's so weird. This one was fucking shit. Like, on some good level. Like, oh man. But the new Saw, it was so hard to watch. Like, I when I smoked weed, I'd smoke cigarettes while watching it, but it made me cringe from the inside. Like, there's just like this part where you couldn't really even see like what's going on, but you had to skin out your skull and pull out your piece of your brain, and while you're getting like shocked and have like this like thing on you, and like it was on the most craziest level ever, because I'm like, can you imagine like having like a little razor to like get inside your actual fucking skull to rip it open and like pull out your brain to live? Like, that is, oh man, like I'd be like, yeah, just like I'm done. I'm gonna call it quits now. Like, there's no AI help. All right, so yeah, before we have run out of time, what have you been watching lately?
Degrassi, South Park, 90 Day Fiance,
The new shit or the old shit?
the new shit.
Okay, so this new 90 Day Fiance is on some bullshit, man. I'm watching all of these 90 Day, The Last Resort, the like all of these motherfuckers. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with them? I'm like, I can't hang with that Danielle bitch right now, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, she's fucking. I'm like, you gotta choose your battles wisely, bitch. Alright, so like, who are you like following right now?
I'm always a fan of like Jovi and Yara.
Alright, so yeah, man.
Like he took them all to the strip club,
Yeah, like, but he really dug that whole deep.
texting the strippers.
He's like, and then he was like, bitch, don't worry about it.
She said, "You took the stripper to Costa Rica." He said, "It was Jamaica."
And no, but like at the same time, I was like, bro, Ed is not a bro. You're like, you cannot hang out with this guy. Dude, I was like, how you gonna do that after he even was like, at least give you the night out or whatever? Some insane shit going on with 90 Day. Oh man. Have you watched any good movies?
We watched Under the Skin. I haven't seen like anything like new other than like Barbie and Oppenheimer, but just seen like a couple older movies. The Joker.
Yeah. You gotta throw a few out your way. To say, especially with like, you have Netflix right now, or you could say fuck Netflix?
I have a bunch of shit.
Like,
Got Peacock.
Netflix didn't get their shit together, bro. Peacock. I like Peacock because I watched that Natasha Leone show where it's like Poker Face or something like that.
I haven't seen that one.
Bunch of murders and weird shit going on in that one. Also, so I was gonna throw out for the last question, all-time like favorite bands and like albums, music to listen to.
Yeah, I love chili peppers. Um, I don't know. So like blood sugar. I still fuck with like Jesus pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Um,
the hit.
I've been little Father John Misty never misses.
Have you been out to any shows lately?
Bro, I just saw Nickelback.
Nickelback live?
Yeah.
How cheap was that?
It was like it wasn't life changing, if you know what I mean. Like it is what you'd expect from a Nickelback concert.
What was it? Right, so that was like obviously, I guess, the last show that you went to. Like since COVID, have you like gone and checked out like any of the live scene?
I went to a comedy show a few weeks ago. I always forget the name of it because it sounds like a Skyrim like tavern or something. It's like the Bird and the Barb or like the Bee and the Barrel, some shit like that. Like I don't know.
That's cool. Who is that? Who is the comedy person? You know?
It was like a handful of people that I had like never heard of.